झिलमिल सितारों का।
घर संसार में आपका स्वागत है। आपका अपना छोटा सा स्वर, जहाँ प्यार भरे रिश्ते पलते हैं, जहाँ हेल्थी रहने की सलाह दी जाती है, जहाँ हम आपको और भी सुंदर बनाते हैं और जहाँ स्वाद की सौगात भी है। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। सोमवार से शुक्रवार 9 से 12 तक रेडियो FBC देश की धड़कन पर घर संसार में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ।
ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना।
In this bulletin, Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama won't be deterred by critics. PM's comment is his personal opinion, says opposition leader. And Pacific fails to meet goals in 20-year-old Healthy Islands vision. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate, and this is FBC News. Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama says he will not let the criticisms of certain politicians attack the government's concept of one nation. While opening a new classroom block at Nasinu Muslim Primary School today, Bainimarama said he is confident he has the support of the majority. Akusita Tale has more.
I pledge before you today that as Prime Minister, I will never yield to the forces of division, those among us more concerned with the privileges of elite than the advancement of ordinary Fijians. And I'm sure that the overwhelming majority of Fijians stand beside me.
The Prime Minister has vowed and assured the country he will never surrender to critics who oppose the government's move. He says giving children equal treatment will ensure they are given the best possible start in life.
Whatever certain politicians think, I have yet to meet a single young Fijian who doesn't believe that the future of our nation is one of unity. Because our young people know more than anyone that only by working together as one team can our beloved Fiji ever reach its full potential.
Bainimarama has also made his stand that he has the full support of the Fijians.
I'm also convinced that ordinary people are not as consumed by with our ethnic differences as some of the politicians who claim to represent their interests.
Bainimarama also said that it was clear that the ordinary people are not caught up with the issue of ethnicity. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Opposition leader Rote Mumukepa says the Prime Minister's comment that she is unfit for high office is his personal opinion. Rote Mumu says voters gave her the mandate to be in Parliament.
Leader of Opposition Rote Mumukepa says voters gave her the mandate to be in Parliament.
The people that have voted for myself and voted for our other members in Parliament, that is not their thinking, because they only had one vote, and that is the vote that they have given to me and also to members of our opposition party, both SODELPA and NFP.
Bainimarama said Kepa's statement about the government's plan to open its schools to rural and maritime students display an astonishing arrogance and confirm her unfitness for office. Rote Mumu had claimed the government's policy made the indigenous people victims. She says most of the students in the 3 boarding schools, namely Antita Kombau School, Ratu Kandabulewu School and Queen Victoria School, are Itoke, and they are concerned that the plan is to further erode indigenous causes. She adds she doesn't oppose the plan if it is supported by data or evidence.
I don't oppose any plan that is based on some data that they have in terms of any studies that have been undertaken in consultation with the stakeholders of any of those schools.
The Prime Minister says there is no threat to indigenous culture or the indigenous way of life. He says, on the contrary, many indigenous children who have been disadvantaged by the policies of previous governments will now be given an important opportunity for the first time. What is on the Rekonroka? FBC News.
The 11th Pacific Health Ministers meeting has been told that its Healthy Islands vision has fallen short when it comes to creating a healthy Pacific. Health ministers from across the region are meeting on the Coral Coast to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the vision and to address health issues still affecting the region. Christopher Chand reports.
This meeting of health ministers will deliver on an outcome on how the Pacific as a united front can tackle issues like non-communicable diseases.
What used to be rare occurrences 20 or so years ago, like amputations, are now sadly everyday occurrences. Let us be honest with each other. For some of our countries, this is a storied state of affairs.
The Pacific's health sector faces many challenges. While the rest of the world is moving forward, we continue to lag behind.
The Pacific today is a different place than it was 20 years ago. In many ways, it's much more complex. Our region faces a multitude of challenges. The frequency of natural disasters has significantly increased, and the magnitude of devastation in affected countries is unheralded.
The World Health Organization says while there has been a reduction in child mortality, hepatitis B, as well as major strides in the elimination of tetanus, measles, filariasis and leprosy, the region's NCD rates are the highest in the world.
These 3 days of our discussion, I hope that our leaders of these Pacific Island countries come out, have a consensus that what we're going to do for next 20 years.
In Fiji's case, we're taking that, we're developing our strategic plan now for the health sector. So what that Healthy Islands vision means for Fiji will be articulated in the next few years in our targets that come in the strategic plan.
In 1995, Pacific health ministers met here at Yanuda Island in Singatoka for the very first time. 20 years on, and they are back here to reflect and recommit to its vision of creating healthy islands. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has reiterated that he will not attend the Pacific Islands Forum meeting this year. Bainimarama told New Zealand-based Radio Tirana there has been some push from the international community for Fiji to attend the forum. However, he says his reply maintains that Fiji will not attend the forum unless the membership is changed. Bainimarama has called for the removal of Australia and New Zealand from the forum. He says Fiji has not been part of the forum meet for the past 6 years and it did not make any difference. The Pacific Island Forum Leaders meeting will be held in September in Papua New Guinea. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has opened a $670,000 classroom block at Nasina Muslim Primary School today. Bainimarama says the new addition will provide a better learning environment for the children in school. He says Fiji's Muslims make up around 4.5% of the population. However, they are at the forefront of the country's revolution. Bainimarama adds it's wonderful to see many children of different faiths benefiting from the opportunities the Muslim community is providing to improve the education and the lives of everyone.
At a time when certain others in public life seem more concerned with taking our concept of one nation, with justice and fairness for all, schools like this are holding up a lantern of inclusiveness and hope.
The 8 new classrooms will cater for the 900 students at the school. Coming up after the break, Women's Group wants women to be given opportunity in Regional Seasonal Workers Scheme.
Impula pina naturangan na marama na turbugi na ngone lewa. Impula pina rangone. Karuita kini marata itiron na bitingom yan na biyo liba ni Radio Fiji 1 ang tabay biti na bunga ni biyan yan. Oya upio ratuang ka na manit daw ni Bengravi. Na makiyaw may daw na kinatiri karua mo niti kinabarong buka. Ene wasining ngone baruta ki kilo manikoro iluto na karomo.
मेरा चांद मुझे आया है नजर ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर छाया है नशा मेरे आंखों पर ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर रह जाए ना प्यासा मेरा प्यार मेरे बाहों में भर दे मेरा यार ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर हाय दोस्तों, मैं हूं जितेन शांडिल। आप रात के बाद हमारे साथ अब रफ्तार प्रोग्राम में 3 से लेकर रात 7 के बीच शामिल हो सकते हैं। मिर्ची FM, इट्स हॉट।
A 30-year-old contractor has died in a road accident in Nandi while 2 other people have been hospitalized. The contractor apparently drove off the road while trying to overtake a vehicle on Denara Road yesterday afternoon. The accident occurred when the contractor tried to swerve the vehicle back onto the road to avoid hitting a post. A 25-year-old man is in a critical condition at Lautoka Hospital, while his 44-year-old passenger is in a stable condition at the Nandi Hospital. The Fiji police force will take a strong stand against those who continue to disregard and disrespect the law. Chief of Operations ACP Rusiate Tunravu says that officers have been directed to arrest those found drinking in public places and those who are drunk and disorderly.
In light of the latest incidents highlighted by the media, with brawls happening outside nightclubs and people drinking in public places, the Fiji police force will be adopting a zero-tolerance stand. Chief of Operations ACP Rusiati Tunravu says, starting this weekend, police operations will be beefed up to keep a close watch on drunkards who stir up brawls outside various nightclubs.
This weekend we'll start trying to get all these areas cleared up, and especially targeting those that have been breaching the law in terms of drinking in a public place, and also those that have been loitering around the city of Suva, and also try to manage the movement of people from the nightclubs after the closing period.
Tunravu has warned they will take action if people do not conduct themselves responsibly.
People that are using the other places within the CBD areas as drinking spots, people that are intending to come and after the nightclubs venture out their grievances or fighting in the public place, no more, will not tolerate anything.
Along with keeping a close watch on drunks, the Fiji police force will also check that nightclubs operate within hours permitted. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Meanwhile, police are requesting the public not to misuse their emergency numbers 917 and 919. The Operations Division has received a high number of hoax calls on a number of issues and is concerned these calls could tie up lines needed for genuine calls for assistance. The police will be requesting callers with genuine reports to identify themselves and the issue so they can be directed to the respective division that are able to help them. The National Council of Women Fiji says it is disappointed with the recent recruitment of only men in the recognised seasonal worker scheme to New Zealand. Council General Secretary Faye Volatambu says Fiji has ratified the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, in which government should ensure a gender balance across all sectors. Maggie Boyle compiled this report.
General Secretary Faye Volatambu says women should be included as part of the agreement between Fiji and the seasonal work scheme countries. With the first recruitment last month, all male, Volatambu says it's discriminatory.
From what I have understood, that women also applied. It wasn't until they applied and they were informed that they were only looking for men. So there are two issues. One is the fact that women were not informed fully, so that they would not have had to rush around and apply for the jobs. And secondly, the fact that employers have already made the decision without even considering the fact that maybe women can do things. I mean, we've been advocating anything men can do, women can do too, or do better.
Labour Minister Tiochi Conrote had queried about the lack of women in the scheme and was advised that the employer required males due to the nature of the work. Volatambu says if this is the case, women should make up 100% of the next contingent to balance the scales.
If this is because of the work that's going to be done, then I would presume that in the next lot of recruitment, as they have mentioned, for the picking, that they will only employ women. But it would be nice if the criteria was set even before the job applications were put out for people to apply for this.
She adds that the government should ensure that a gender quota is in place, given Fiji's ratification of the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. Fiji earlier this month signed an MOU with Australia, opening up its work-ready pool of 100 individuals to the seasonal workers market, including both men and women. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Road contractors Fulton Hogan Highways are carrying out structural repairs and patching on sections of the road leading from Korovo to Natovi in Tailevu. The road is used by hundreds of people daily. Julie Vatwaliwali reports.
Regular users of this road will pass by this heavy machinery on a daily basis. The company is using a variety of repair techniques to stabilize and improve the existing road. Fulton Hogan Highway Manager for Construction Operators, Phil Toom, says a seal coat will be applied for new pavement and for damaged roadsides. The crew that has been assigned to do the work considers this their first priority for the betterment of the roads throughout the Central and Eastern Divisions. The company says it is a very economical and widely used international method of pavement repair that can improve travel times for the local communities. Julie Vatwaliwali, FBC News.
Mary Mbaini Marama, the patron of the Read to Lead program headed by the Vision Fiji organization, has launched a nationwide reading program in Suva today. The initiative is committed to delivering over 185,000 new children's books to all 732 primary schools. It all has become possible through the combined assistance of the Fiji Water Foundation and the Australian High Commission, who contributed $200,000 to the project. The pilot phase of the program will deliver 250 books per school to the 330 primary schools.
It's all about creating a love of reading among our children, getting them away from the television and electronic games to pick up a book and open up the world of knowledge that literature can provide for our young people. I want to fire the imaginations of everyone about what we can achieve with this program. It is an important part of the education revolution now sweeping Fiji, and which, as you all know, the Prime Minister regards as his government's most important achievement.
The remaining 402 schools will receive their books later. And on that note, we turn to sports now. Here's Jamie with the very latest.
Good afternoon, Jackie, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Boxing Association to hold Pacific Games trials this Friday, and bar football within reach of a semi-final spot at the Oceania Champions League. This and more coming up.
Great words there from Lucky Dube and Baban. I hope you enjoyed that number. Different colors just for you on Gold FM. Only the classic hits. Louise with you on the Center Show. Well, thank you so much for the sweet company. This is Alana Miles, one of my favorites, and Black Velvet for you. Hi there. Join me on the Center Show every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the best sounds on Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
Kita boleh menasihat mati mai, hena guna baru taki na yan rubangi kebika. Na mau to mai buka tali tu na bisere waraki muni na guna baru taki ngo na yan rubangi enam pula FM. Nimbolo benaka, oya wabika na isoro ranyo na tomani mai na bito na kabiki na tini keruai numbang lebu. Ena guna baru taki sekoya na yan rubangi enam pula FM, enam bandua, ena sere.
The bar football side has drawn one step closer to securing a Fiji Airways OFC Champions League semi-final spot after thumping Lupe Olesoanga 3-1 yesterday at Govan Park. Fiji under-20 rep Saula Wanga was the toast of the men in black with his hat-trick that sealed the bar's second win in Pool A.
Touchline side, turned away beautifully, then plays it through, and this time Saula Wanga has broken the deadlock in the 30th minute of play. Swami to Takiata, not a good pass, intercepted by Silao Maalo. Silao across and with a chance, and they have equalized. Silao Maalo in the 35th minute of play. In across looking for Saula Wanga. Out comes and Saula Wanga with a chance, and Saula Wanga has a mistake by Ted C. Covey, and Saula Wanga gets his second goal in a minute of the second half. Again Malakai Tiwa. And Lyndon Boom to Malakai Tiwa. Tiwa turns and drives. And Ted Siwoki following through again. Saula Wanga gets his hat-trick. And in the 5th minute of play, Saula Wanga.
I guess Ba always takes every game as a final. And yep, our next game is very important. I guess we have got 6 points now. We just need a draw to go in, but we will come full prepared because we know Pierre is a very good side.
Ba will only need a draw against AS Pire on Saturday to progress to the semi-finals. Meanwhile, in yesterday's other match at Govind Park, Gator beat AS Pire 5-2.
Osea's flick finds Riza Shahala back to Osea. Osea tries one, it deflected, and it's gone in. It's a deflection that really Emory Rangata wasn't prepared for, and it has sneaked in. Osea Vakatalisao scoring his 11th goal.
So far, as every ball situation they are getting, they're not able to connect.
Yeah, Abdurrahman plays it in, and Nikhil Chand has equalized for Suba. Impressive, Nikhil Chand, and that was a good ball. That's the kind of ball Suba attackers need. For Amical, Tomasi Uduloa now releases a good ball to Waisake. He looks up, poor final ball. Oh, it's gone in! Oh, we were just mentioning it might have been a poor cross. Missed time by goalkeeper Mauricio. Waisake Navuninga Sao gets Suba back on level terms. Finds Mika Lielafa. Lielafa's first touch lets him down, but the ball through. And Fenedi Masavakalo maybe has just sealed Suba's fate, Nadim. Again, Suba defense got napping.
And that was footage of Suva's game last night after being knocked out of contention by Amical, taking their second loss in the group stages. The home side put in a determined effort, but Vanuatu proved too strong, winning 3-2, with one of its goals coming from Fijian striker Osea Vakatalisao.
Yeah, we tried our best. I think unfortunate consider the last goal. But overall, both the teams played well. Both the teams wanted to win to at least qualify for the semi-finals. So it was a do-or-die game for both the teams.
Auckland City notched its second win of the tournament last night with a 3-0 victory over Western United. Local amateur boxers will be in action on Friday evening as they fight to stake a claim in the national squad to the Pacific Games in Papua New Guinea. Fiji Amateur Boxing Association is expecting at least 15 bouts as it makes a hasty selection process to submit its final team list by Saturday. Tsalen Daudakadaka reports.
Amateur boxing was the only sport that was granted extra time to conduct its trials for the Pacific Games. The Fiji Amateur Boxing Association, which only came into existence 2 weeks ago, is working around the clock to get preparations in order for the regional competition.
We expect about 10 to 15 bouts this Friday at the trials. There's been interest from most of the clubs here, and also there's a team coming from Mamanudas. They're sending a team across to participate at the national trials.
It's an exciting time for the boxing clubs around the country. FABA has received word that some fighters will be coming in from as far as the Mamanuda group to attend the trials.
Currently, Team Fiji has 7 spots reserved for boxing to the Pacific Games, but the final selection will be dependent on the boxers that we select. So it may not necessarily mean that we'll take the whole 7. It'll depend on there's a selection criteria.
FABA is sending out a clear message to all boxers that will turn up for the trials on Friday that they will only select the fittest and toughest fighters to compete in the Port Moresby Games in July. Talento Rakavak, FBC Sports.
The Telecom Fijiana side is expecting an acid test in the pool stages of the Canada Sevens this weekend. The side departed for Vancouver yesterday and will take on series leaders New Zealand in the opening match on Sunday morning. This will be followed by matches against England and Spain respectively, teams that are all ranked higher than Fiji.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting pool. It's a tough pool, but we just got to get on with it. And New Zealand, they've been there and thereabouts, and they've set the standard in World Series, women's rugby. And that's something we've got to test ourselves against. And we're excited, and we just got to get on with it.
The Telecom Fijiana side is currently ranked 8th in the Women's World 7 Series with 18 points. After the Canada leg this weekend, only 2 other tournaments remain in the World 7 Series, the England Sevens and Netherlands Sevens competitions next month. That was your sports for tonight. Good evening.
The The Government Community Telecentre Initiative has been nominated for the 2015 Project Prize by the World Summit on the Information Society. Fiji is the only South Pacific nation nominated for an award in the capacity building category and is among countries like Indonesia, the United Arab Emirates, Italy, Thailand and the US. The GCT initiative is the result of government's objective to ensure that no Fijian is left behind in digital literacy due to socio-economic and geographic challenges. A total of 26 sites offer free access to ICT services in rural, maritime and urban communities all over the country. More than 125,000 people have used the telecentres. Fijians who have benefited from the GCT services can vote for Fiji's nomination by visiting the WSIS Project Prizes 2015 homepage before May 1st. Scattered showers across the country today. Nandi received some heavy early morning showers and a total of 55 millimeters of rain by 9 a.m. This all ties into a trough of low pressure lying slow moving over to Vanuatu and extending southeastwards over Fiji. Heading into Friday, more of the same with occasional showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, isolated afternoon or evening showers. And the main points again. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says he will not let the criticisms of certain politicians attack the government's concept of one nation. Opposition leader Rotemu Mukepa says the Prime Minister's comment that she is unfit for high office is his personal opinion, as voters have given her the mandate to be in Parliament. And a 30-year-old contractor has died in a road accident in Nandi, while 2 other people have been hospitalised. To our poll question for this week, we're asking, are the services of public service vehicle providers satisfactory? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share them with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That's our news for tonight. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Ni mo demanda.
If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker.
Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today is Hit Music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's Hit Music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark.
Level to smoking packs, quick experience from the doctor's lab. Even got that homebrew